Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern. I am Will, and you are.
I'm Stephen.
Report your name to the council.
I'm not doing the voice that he's doing. Yeah.
He's Steven. He's Steven.
I'm a simple man.
Uh,
And Will's camera froze for a second, but we're just gonna ignore that.
on my screen,
This
your
is,
camera froze, but
This is a late episode 3. We're not gonna talk about why it's late. Will's probably gonna question me.
so Steven.
No. So moving on. What was Will said that he
Steven.
compiled a list
No,
of
no,
topics
you're
for
not
us to
escaping
talk about
this. You're not
today.
escaping this. The audience
Yes,
demands it. The audience
The
demands
audience
an explanation
nothing.
for why episode 3 wasn't released on Friday.
Because
For those who don't know, it's Monday right now.
In case you didn't know.
And on last
for those
Thursday,
of you who don't know.
I sat down ready to record, and then he texted me like, "Oh yeah, I'm watching a movie right now, so I can't record."
It came up at the last minute. Okay, I couldn't I wasn't gonna miss. The
And by the time the movie was done, he was like, "Oh, sorry, it's too late for me to record. I'll record with you another
was like
time."
2.5 hours long, and I had to work all day on Friday.
And the weekend, I was busy being back home.
Yeah.
So now on Monday, we are recording an episode straight for you guys. So with that said, so let's go ahead and get on with it. So let's get on with it as if nothing happened. And in case you haven't noticed, like I just said, I'm back home.
Let's not dwell on the past.
But I have to address why it doesn't look like I'm in a college dorm. I'm in a spare room in my house right now.
I mean, to be fair, I couldn't tell the difference, but that's just me.
Well, you didn't pay attention. That's the thing.
Well, your camera's also in like 4P, so.
Okay, let's just continue with the discussions before I. Let me just continue this before my brain explodes.
Yeah, before we have a brain explosion. His brain is going to turn 270 degrees.
Wait. How do you know I have a brain?
Yeah, let's speculate on that, actually.
Have you ever considered that?
Well, I mean, you're alive right now.
Let's go ahead and perform live brain surgery on air right now.
This is just gonna become one of those. I don't
know.
It.
Yeah, let me just grab one of these. This looks like a precise tool, and let me just mark where my brain is going to be. Well, but in order to have a brain surgery, I'm going to need to shave my head. I think you were a little
bit generous with that, Mark.
No, I can't leave a mark yet because I gotta shave my head. So let me go ahead and grab scissors. I don't have scissors.
Well, you heard it here first.
Pretend this is a scissor.
Bald. Will's going to take after his dad.
I'm just gonna give myself. I'm just gonna get a haircut on stream, like on air.
Will's dad is so bald you could use his head as a mirror. It's insane.
That's why he's good looking, and that's why I'm good looking.
And it's not like it's like hair loss or anything like that. No, he chooses it to be that way. It's done intentionally.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. It is hair loss, but like he has some parts that could grow out. He just decides to shave it.
Yeah, so I mean, so it is done intentionally, technically, still.
Yes, that's basically it.
He tried to think of an argument.
Okay, let's move on to the actual discussions that I have written down over the week for us to discuss.
5 minutes in, we haven't gotten to actual discussions yet.
Alright, so Steven, what if I told you we actually don't need gravity? Gravity is irrelevant. TikTok says so it's true.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't think that you should take the authenticity of your statement from TikTok. But that is a genuine question. Why do we need gravity? Let's talk about the pros and cons of gravity. Like, that's a genuine question, because you gotta realize we currently have humans up in, like, the International Space Station who live their daily lives in the absence of gravity. See, we could theoretically survive without gravity, so who needs it anyway? Now, it's not a question of why is there gravity. We obviously know why gravity exists. There's a physical reason and a law that explains that. But do we really need it? That's the question. And that is a genuine
Well,
question.
if we
so the pros
don't-
of gravity are obvious.
Well, if we didn't have
I
gravity,
just
then
got-
we flow off into space and
expected-
die.
You expected me to just
Yes.
give, like, some very basic answer, like, obviously we need gravity, and just not explain. You didn't expect me to get all philosophical. Like, if you ask me a
Okay, so
question, I'm
the
going
main-
to give you a legitimately thought-out answer. Now
Well,
you're making me want to go
thought out
reminisce
is
on
a
if we need
strong
gravity.
term. Well, the
I
phrase
mean, it was thought
thought
out in, like,
out
5 seconds.
with you.
I just said thought out.
Okay,
I didn't
so
say
all
it
right,
was
so
thought out intelligently.
I mean, I guess that's true. You have a point there. But the reason why I asked that is because there's this person that was on another podcast. She was like a guest or
A
something.
competitor to us.
And
They
she
must
was
be
like-
destroyed.
And okay, so do you know what the H3H3 podcast is?
No, never heard of it.
Right, it's relevant, but just like gravity. But
It's
there was a guest.
It's irrelevant, but do you know what this thing
But-
is? Oh, okay, good. It's irrelevant. Anyway, like, I don't know why. I
But there
just
was
asked you
this
that
guest they
question.
had. I think her name was like Trisha or something, and she was like, "We actually don't need gravity. Like, okay, me and my friends saw this TikTok once, and it said that gravity was irrelevant. So yeah, gravity is irrelevant." And
Well,
like she
okay,
just
I
kept.
think it's important to make the distinction between gravity being irrelevant and unnecessary, because those are two completely different things. Gravity certainly is relevant because it has a strong effect on literally everything.
Well, she was also
So it
saying
is
gravity
relevant.
was
It's not to say
unnecessary.
that it's necessary.
She also was saying gravity was unnecessary. So she was kind of saying both things. Gravity is irrelevant and gravity is unnecessary. Like, we don't need
I mean,
gravity,
to be
guys.
fair,
Like, she kept saying
a lot
that,
of
and like,
crazy stuff. To be fair, a lot of crazy stuff would happen without gravity, but I mean, we wouldn't die. We could make do.
no, we would.
Well,
We would. Fly off into
to be
space,
fair-
no air. In space, we die very
okay,
fast.
well, actually, if you think about it, gravity is what holds the atmosphere on our planet. So without it, the atmosphere would just leave, and then we wouldn't have any air. So, you know, I guess you have a point. We kind of do need gravity.
I was
But, you know,
expecting both of us.
Gravity can be such a what's the term?
I love how you're entertaining this. Like, I expected both of us to have a fun time laughing at how stupid this
I mean,
argument
I
was.
do,
and you're
I
over
do
here
laugh
like,
at how
no,
stupid.
she does have a point. We actually
Well, I
don't
do-
need gravity.
I do laugh at how stupid it is, but then again, like, I'm not just going to toss away a chance for a constructive debate. If I'm going to, like, even if it was a terrible argument that was so obviously wrong in every way, I would give a philosophical and well thought out answer as to why it was wrong in every single way.
Ducks are gonna rule the world in 2 weeks. What do you think about that?
Well, in order for dogs to rule the world, they would have to overcome the sentience of
I said
humans,
ducks, not
and-
dogs, first of
Oh,
all.
well, okay, well, same thing. In order for ducks to rule the world, they would have to overcome the sentience of humans. And in order to overcome the sentience of humans, as well as topple the already existing human civilization that already exists, for that to happen in 2 weeks is just such an absurd thing to say, because there is no possible way, defined within the laws of physics or biology, that ducks could become a state. First of all, we outnumber them probably many hundreds of times to one. Humans outnumber ducks easily. Ducks also cannot compete with humans in any way, given humans' superior technology and infrastructure. And it's like, even if they were to, like, even if you just completely ignore the laws of biology and say that ducks were able to somehow, within the span of 2 weeks, evolve to the point where they were not only physically on par with human physical ability, but also mentally on par with the sentience of humans, they are fighting an extremely uphill battle to try and topple human civilization and take over the world. It's just not going to happen because it is against every known scientific law in the universe for it to be possible that that could happen.
Man, this is amazing. Like, I literally threw that out as, like, super random, and you broke it down, you analyzed it, and you explained. You must love English assignments that had, like, the word
This
count.
is what I do.
Like
word
your
count?
argument must include 750
Okay.
words. He
No,
ends
no,
in
no, no.
the
I want to know.
he ends
I
in
wanna
the
give
whole
actual-
novel. He has a
I want
whole
to give actual
novel.
context. That's actually an accurate statement because I'm in a government class right now where every week we have a project that we have to do, which one of the options is writing, and I almost always do the writing option, and I think you can see why. But the writing has a minimum word limit of 300 words, so you have to write at least 300 words. I consistently write over 1,000 words, sometimes way more.
Yeah, the teacher is just like reading it like, oh no, another one of these.
That is, it's funny you say that because that is realistic. That is exactly what. That's so accurate. It's funny.
Yeah, for us students, they need a maximum word count. You need a minimum. Like, okay, Steven, we can't allow you to go on forever.
No, everyone else needs a minimum. I need a maximum.
Oh yeah, I had backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a lot of
My
things.
bad. Oh yeah, I always record backwards. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern. I'm Steven and you're Will, and today we are going to
Will,
discuss...
you said the channel name wrong. It's Concern May Whom To.
Concern May It to Whom To.
Oh, I skipped the word it. To whom it
Concern May It
Concern May
Whom
It
To?
Whom To.
That's amazing.
We're just gonna call this episode Opposite Day.
No. I'm gonna call this episode something, and I'm gonna inverse the layers. Like, if I call it Steven's argument for why ducks can't rule the world, and I'm gonna reverse it like something like that. I don't know.
The entire topic of the episode covered in the first 12 minutes.
No, we're gonna take it one step further. We're gonna take the entire episode and we're gonna reverse it, so everything's backwards.
It just plays the entire episode from end to beginning.
Yes. Alright. So, you know how earlier, like in the first episode, I said I wasn't going to give you homework?
Yeah, about that.
So, on YouTube, a movie has recently became free that I love so much, I wanted you to watch it. And we discussed it beforehand, and you told me you didn't watch it, so...
Well, because I don't watch movies.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Meanwhile,
I
watched them. I say I don't watch movies. Meanwhile, this episode is late because I was watching a movie.
You said, not me. Alright, so the movie that I asked you...
flaw in my own argument.
But, now you just caught yourself 4K. That's what happened.
Yes, I did. Caught in 4K by myself.
Alright, so... That's an overused joke at this point. Caught in 4K.
It's used against me on a daily basis by numerous people, so...
That's not a good sign. Let's say that. That's not a good sign.
Welcome to working at a grocery store.
Okay, wow. Alright, I didn't know you grocery stores operated like that. I always just worked in fast food businesses where most of the workers are people who just like...
who just drink water. Obviously, I mean, we all need it. Yeah, let's make that.
I was trying to figure out what I could say. No, listen. I was trying to figure out what I could say that like wouldn't offend them, in case I want to show any of them this channel. But at the same time, I couldn't figure out anything like nicely negative to say about them.
Nicely negative, passive. You were trying to be passive aggressive.
I was trying to be unoffensively offensive. I was trying to be unoffensively offensive. No. Instead, I just became neutral. Just drink water.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, so like I was saying, we're getting derailed.
Basically, what that water drink says is it says, yeah, I couldn't think of anything to say, so I'm just going to cover it up by pretending that I need a drink.
Alright, we're getting derailed a lot through this. Let me go ahead and read what I have written down. I've waited weeks at this point.
This is
not that long, but I've waited a long time to read this.
This is my secret plan to derail the entire podcast.
Alright, so the movie that I asked him to watch, but he didn't, which is fine, is called The Mask. And since he didn't watch it, I've created a trivia for him to like. I've listed out certain points of the movie. I'm going to give options of what happens next, and he's going to have to blindly guess which one is the actual thing. Because two of them I make up.
Basically
right.
It's basically choose your own adventure, but there's right and wrong answers.
Basically, yes. There's answers that are going to get you further along into the story. How about that?
And answers that are going to lead absolutely nowhere.
Yes. Alright, so here's the first one. I have 3 of these. Let's see if you can get all 3 of them right. You ready?
I probably will get none of them right.
Well, that just depends on how easy I can lie about what happens next. If I can make it believable. Alright, let's see. Number 1. A man is on a bridge after his car broke down. What happens next? A. He gets hit by a speeding car and needs surgery. B. He finds a dead body in the river. C. Nothing significant happens. He walks home.
I'm gonna guess that he finds a dead body in the river. Because that's
final answer?
That sounds pretty movie-esque. I mean, there's no way that nothing significant happens and he walks home, because that's not what movies do. And I seriously doubt that he would just get hit by a passing car. So I'm gonna go with.
How do you know something significant didn't happen after this scene? It could happen.
No, he finds a dead body. Final answer. I mean, the movie's called The Mask, so.
Okay, all right. So he sees a dead body in the river, and then he yells at it. It's like, I know CPR! He runs into it, and then it turns out it was trash that kind of looks like a dead body. But as he's tangled up in it, he finds the artifact of the mask. He returns home and looks at himself while holding the mask, contemplating, should I wear it or should I not wear it? So, what happens next?
He
puts on the mask. No, oh, listen. A.
You're laughing because I already got it.
No, listen. All of them are saying he puts it on, but what happens after he puts it on? That's how I should have phrased it.
Okay.
Alright, so A. He puts on the mask and he turns into a real-life cartoon character who operates on cartoon physics and whatnot. B. He puts on the mask and summons an eccentric clone of himself through space-time physics. It's kind of complicated.
And stuff.
And C. He puts it on and nothing happens. For that night, nothing happens. Which one happens?
Based on the name of the movie and the absurdity of the other 2 answers, I'm going to say he puts it on and nothing happens. For that night.
For that night. So he puts it on and nothing happens for that night, and the night after that, and the night after that. Nothing ever happens. The end. You lose.
Aww. It's an endless cycle of nothing.
Yes. He just picks up this mask from a dirty river.
Just like this podcast.
He picks it up from a bag of trash in the river, so it probably has a bunch of diseases. He puts it on his face, and he contracts some sort of
Obviously.
disease, and no one knows from that. he
Obviously,
dies.
it came from the trash.
Okay. Do you want to guess again, or do I just tell you the answer?
What were I forgot what the options were, to be honest.
Okay, so the first option A is he puts on the mask and turns into a real life cartoon character, and B, he puts on the mask and summons an eccentric clone of himself.
Well, I'm just gonna say the clone because this is a live action movie, not a cartoon. So.
All right, well, he summons an eccentric clone of himself, and he wakes up. It was all a dream, and never happened. At the end, you lose.
Oh wow! I guess it's cartoon physics then.
Yeah, so he puts it on, and then he spins around, and then he comes out wearing green makeup that was like, and he's not exactly a cartoon character, but he's like, he operates on cartoon logic. Like his face will stretch out, he can like spin around and like that cartoon tornado thing. You know what I mean?
Somewhat. It's been a while since I've really looked into cartoons, but yeah.
I feel like if I show you a clip.
I get the general concept of like what you're talking about.
I feel like if you saw a clip, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. He has like
probably
they use CGI to like stretch out his face and like make him do goofy like cartoonish stuff, and like the things he has on him, like he has this. This is one thing. This is not part of the trivia, but this is one thing where he's in front of a car, and the car's like, "Get out the road!" And he pulls up this little horn thing and like squeezes it, and it turns into like this big mouth that's like, "Ah!" like screams in front of the car, and all the windows explode in the car. So that's kind of give you an idea.
Yes, just by
of what
screaming in front of the car, you can just make all the windows explode.
Yeah, from this little horn, it like opens up a mouth that like screams in front of the car. So that kind of gives you,
cool.
Hopefully, that gives you an idea of what kind of cartoon physics I'm talking about. It's all real life, but it's just CGI making it look like all that stuff. So, alright, so what I have written down is skipping over a lot of plot. It's at the end of the movie, and the little damsel in distress female character is like tied up, and she's tied up to a bunch of explosives that are going to explode in 10 seconds. And the mask has to do something about it. So what does the mask do? That's what they call him, by the way. They call him the mask. A, he eats the bomb. B, he throws it up into space. C, he walks away like, nah, I don't really feel like it. Which one happens?
Wait, can you give me the options again? I wasn't paying a terrible amount of attention.
Alright, hold on.
Sorry.
So skipping over a lot of plot, it's at the end of the movie,
Yes.
and the damsel in distress is tied to the explosives that are soon to explode in 10 seconds. What does the mask do? What does the man in the mask do? The main character. Does he A, he eats the bomb, B, he throws it up into space, or C, he walks away feeling, nah, I don't really feel like doing anything, and walks away doing nothing?
Okay, well, first of all, you said that the character's a main character, so he's not just gonna walk away. And second of all, given the fact that
He could.
Given the
He
fact
could.
that
That's always a possibility.
Given the fact that we already established that the mask makes him able to operate on cartoon physics, it seems feasible that he could throw the stuff up into space. So let's say he does that.
Okay. So he takes the bomb, he winds it up, and then throws it into space, and then he explodes because that's not what happens.
Oh, that was
You
a very
failed the end.
uncreative alternate ending. That was very uncreative.
You're
Well, you know
judging
what?
me, and that's the answer you picked.
Cartoon characters also can just eat random things. So let's say he eats some.
All right, so he picks up the bomb, he eats it, and then
And then he
explodes his
explodes.
stomach, and then he burps fire. And to quote the character from the movie, "That's so spicy meatball." And
Oh,
that's
is that where
how the
that
day
quote
is
actually
saved.
comes from? Is that where that quote
You've
actually
heard
comes
it?
from? Yes, I've
Have you
heard it.
heard-
It's one of the biggest memes.
That's a spicy meatball. Yes, that's where it comes from.
Wow. I did
That's
not
just
know that.
another reason why you should watch this amazing movie that's not sponsoring us, but they definitely should.
What?
This whole
That's
segment
not-
has just been this whole segment has just been free promotion for
Yes.
for this movie that came out. It stars Jim Carrey, and he's phenomenal as a cartoon character in real life. That's not really a cartoon, but I feel like I'm explaining all of this horribly. Like, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, I still have no idea what actually happens in the movie, so.
So you should watch it to figure out what happens.
But what if I don't, though?
I'm coming over this week so we can play Mario Kart. So afterwards, I'm going to force you to watch this movie, or at least parts of it.
Oh no! Hey, we should
So
do
I
a
hope you-
podcast episode. We should do a special edition of the podcast over Mario Kart.
Yes. And it's going to come after we play it. And it's going to release on Thanksgiving. Well, we're going to... Yeah. It'll be on Black
Release
Friday.
Thanksgiving. Who
No,
cares
I was
about
about to say that.
holidays?
I was going to say that, but no, that's just... Thursdays are just when we record episodes, or sometimes when we record
Sometimes.
episodes.
Not this week, because Thursday's Thanksgiving, and I've already been told.
Friday's
that
going
I'm
to be
gonna have
Black
to miss
Friday, so that's when our Mario Kart episode is going to be released on Black Friday. So, and by the way, can we just go ahead and talk about how Black Friday has just kind of extended, not just from Black Friday, but they've just extended it to like the entire weekend. Okay, hold on. He's talking. Alright, audience, let's take this moment of him talking to someone else to tell you about today's video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, an MMORPG game that you may have heard of, maybe potentially, if you've existed before. Raid Shadow Legends is a... what is it again? I don't even know. I just always skip them in the video, so let me think off the top of my head. Raid Shadow Legends is a game where you collect a bunch of legends or warriors or whatever, and you fight a bunch of creatures, I guess. Yes, one of the YouTuber is like sponsoring, and he doesn't even have a script. He's just going off, and he's just like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, it's a game, I guess, and it's like there's characters and like creatures and goblins and stuff, and looks like Steven's leaving. He's probably going to do something. So, oh yeah, don't even get me started on things about like ExpressVPN. Yeah, let's go with that. This podcast episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN, and also NordVPN, and also Surfshark VPN. I think there's also a one made from NordVPN that I saw once called Nord Express or something. No, I don't know. And I just love watching all these like channels like sponsor all these different VPNs. Like, it's really just about what YouTubers you like the most that you download. And I've never downloaded it before. I guess. Like, I know it's like from what they advertise, it sounds really good, like internet security, all that. But like, it gets to a point where it gets advertised so much to the point where it's like you don't even know if it's going to be like good. I guess that's another thing I could talk to Steven about once he returns. Like, does something being advertised too much make it automatically less quality of a product? Because if you think about it, if you're spending more money on advertisement, that means that you're gonna have less money being put into the actual product to make sure it's quality, right? And there's also the case of people who like hate things that are popular solely because they're popular. Like think of someone like Drake, for example. Drake is like the biggest rapper, like the biggest artist, or at least one of the biggest right now. And you hear a bunch of people who hate on him because like they think his fame is unjustified or that he got through like malicious means. And that 100% could be the case, but at the same time, that's just like I feel like that's just a response to people responding to his success and like his popularity, right? And I don't know, that's just kind of something I've always wondered about, and I've seen people talk about it before. Like, can something be overhyped to the point where it actually kills the momentum that product or thing has to begin with, whether it be like a movie, TV show, musician, or whatever. Like even apps, like services, like the one you find on YouTube, like NordVPN, all those VPN sites, or mobile games like Raid Shadow Legends, and there's also other stuff like Monster Legends. That's another one that gets advertised a whole lot. But does it make it any less of a game knowing that they spend a lot more money than other game companies on advertisement? Does that? And it could also just mean they have a bigger budget for everything, but that's just something you just can only speculate, right? So, yeah. I love how I just kept going without having Steven here. He's probably got asked to do something or something. I don't know. He'll be back soon. I refuse to stop this recording to go record some other time. Like, how funny would it be if he just left mid episode to watch another movie? Alright, so I know that whole segment probably sounded very confusing of like him watching movies or whatever, but let me just give you the whole story. So I sat down. Okay, so it was Thursday, and I called him like an hour before I wanted to record him. Like, hey Steven, do you want to record on so time? And he's like, yeah, I can record on so time. And then when so time came, I sat down and I just kind of waited, like, is he gonna show up? And then I think I called him, and then he texted me like, sorry, I'm watching a movie. And I'm like, can't you just pause it and then just come back? And he's like, no, I'm watching it with my family and I gotta watch it with them. It's like, that's fine, spending time with the family, but we had a plan, right? I don't know. So that's what we were talking about. That probably still sounds so confusing. Like, I don't know. So 30 minutes in, and I've already gone through like all these wires. I'm setting this laptop down on my sister's puzzle set as well. Like she's working on a puzzle, and I have it down on it. So I hope that I didn't mess up anything. Like I try to be as careful as possible placing my laptop down. But in case something does happen, I'm gonna try to keep this episode away from her. So it's like, I was never here. What are you talking about? I'm also placing my arm down right here. I don't know if that's gonna bend it or what. I don't even know what this thing is. Oh, it's covering the other puzzle piece that's under here. That makes sense. All right. So since Steven hasn't returned yet, I am going to go on to wherever I can and find something to talk about. Like, Eminem is dropping a collab with Spider-Man tomorrow. Ain't that exciting news? I don't know. Uh, I can't wait for Steven to come back to tell us all his fantastical story of what's like where he's at right now. He's probably doing some chores or whatever, and like that's perfectly fine, you know. I don't hold anything towards him. I'm not trying to make this his whole life. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to make some entertaining content for the internet. Whether it's entertaining or not, I guess y'all can decide. Like this whole episode has really just been like clunky and like that's a bad word to say clunky. I don't even know what it means, but I feel like I have to keep talking if I'm going to be like actually using this episode and like actually putting it up. You know what? How about for content's sake? Let's say he got kidnapped. And let me add some special effects where he just got kidnapped. I'm like, Steven, where'd Steven go? He was right there, but now he's not there. What am I going to do? Am I going to see him ever again? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Stop it. At this point, I'm just ad-libbing, like, random stuff, just to try to get content. Still giving y'all content, but it's harder than you think to give you perfect content when unexpectedly you're suddenly by yourself and you don't have anyone else to, like, bounce off of for, like, content. Like, whatever he says can prompt me to say something in response, and that's how conversation flows. That's what episode 1 was about. Episode 1 was from what's up to terrorism. Like how do those two things go together? Well, we explain it like the nerds we are. Like, all right, and out of not really knowing what else to do, I just continue picking up my water and I just keep drinking it. And this is my third one right here. Like, what if he just doesn't show up again? Like that's something that could 100% happen. Like he just never shows up. They probably dragged him to like go somewhere like I don't know Walmart. That's something that I don't know. Either that or like. Hmm. That's why I go onto Twitter and all I see is just like people doing like the Matrix. You take the red pill or the blue pill, and under each is like something like some albums or like some movies or whatever, and it's like you take the red pill or the blue pill. Like that's such an overused Twitter prompt to get things. Okay, I just saw a tweet that's interesting. It says, "Wait, you guys don't use your phone in the shower?" Okay, who brings their phone into the shower? I know people who do it, but it's like, why? Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me. Like, not only are you like, if your phone's waterproof, that's one thing, and I think even then, like, it's still weird. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, scroll social media while you're in the shower? Like, I don't know. I never got that. If you're watching this, because I know I'm advertising this a lot to college students, if y'all do it, can y'all like DM me and ask me like tell me why? Because I genuinely want to know like what y'all do. Because like if you're playing music, that's one thing. Like playing music, like putting it on and like you shower, and that's another. But it's another thing to like be on your phone as you're like taking a shower, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm advertising this to college students, so if y'all do this, can you let me know why you do it? And look, Steven is back. He has returned. So, how was your trip with the ninjas that decided to that
How long have you been
decided to?
talking about Raid Shadow Legends?
I talked about it for a while, and then I turned it into a conversation with myself about how does something being so overexposed and overhyped lead to people not liking it more? Like Ray Shadow Legends probably would have
Yes.
been liked by a lot more people had they not seen it a lot of times already through
Yeah, I
overexposure.
feel like the repetition and the fact of it being everywhere just annoys people a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing about a lot of things. Like if something gets overhyped, then it like kills the product of whatever they're trying to sell, whether it be like a movie, a game, or whatever. Uh, so yeah, that was kind of the conversation I was having with myself. And I even kind of made an audience participation when I was talking about something else completely different.
Yes, audience participation when it's not even a live stream.
Yeah, this is like a live Q&A, but I can only hear your answers after I upload this video. Like, how about
You
that?
act as if there are people who are actually going to answer.
I mean, that's true, but like, we have a couple fans, like, and for those fans, we love y'all
couple.
and we appreciate y'all. It's like episode 1 again, where it's like, y'all are appreciated. Do not feel less
The
of a
one
person
person
because you.
watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have to do that because one thing one of my friends have told me, like he's someone who streams a lot, and one thing he's told me that's really stuck with me is if you point out the person watching in a stream, they'll want to leave because they like feel like they're being put in the spotlight. So the more times you single out someone, they might decide to leave your stream.
Well, but I mean, if you're just making general reference to like the one person watching, and then there's like 500 people watching, nobody's gonna know who we're talking about.
Well, yeah, but if you're a small stream like us, we're a small YouTube channel with only a few people
Well, yeah, but I
who
mean,
might be watching
this isn't a
us.
live stream though. I feel like that applies differently to
Yeah,
a
but
live
it's
stream. Like,
still content being pushed forward to people. And if we point out those people who are watching, they might feel singled out. And like they might feel called out, like they're being called out, you know what I mean?
maybe, but I mean, we're praising them.
That could also backfire as well, you know? Like, have you heard of the nice guy stereotype?
No.
So, nice guy stereotype is basically someone who, like, tries to win over someone, particularly a female,
Oh,
by
nice
being
guy.
overly nice.
I completely misunderstood what you said. Yes,
So they're being
I've heard of
overly
the.
nice. So I feel like that could
Yeah.
also be kind of a thing as well.
I mean, it
Like
could, but you
doing
also have
it
to realize-
overly, like being overly nice and being like, if you're watching this, you are the best person ever. You are amazing. Like that could easily backfire.
Then we should just say how we really feel. If you're watching this, what are you doing with your life? Go watch something more interesting.
No, that could also be. We want content because I genuinely want to grow this. Like as cringy as we could be, I feel like we could have an audience. You know, like
Oh yeah, well I mean we could definitely have an audience. It's just a question of who that audience is gonna be.
right, but yeah. By the way, what were you doing? By the way, like
I'm taking down the
when
trash.
you were gone for several minutes, taking out trash.
Yeah, I was taking down the trash, and you gotta realize we live in a 2-story house, and I'm upstairs, and the trash can is downstairs. So yeah.
So obviously that would take 7 minutes. Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
But yeah, ever since I've gotten back
You
home,
may have to do some post-production editing after this one.
No, I think I was able to keep talking after like
For
realized I was able.
minutes.
Yes, somehow I was able to do it. Somehow I was able to do it. Like, but yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, so ever since I've gotten back home, I've had a realization, like a reminder of what it's like to have to do like chores throughout the day. Like I can't just
Yes.
comfortably stay at
Just got
home.
back home from
Just like
college.
I can't comfortably stay at home anymore. Just like laying down, just like yeah. Nah, I have to like go up and like take the trash out and all that. So it's
That
like
your parents make you do that even though you're just coming home from college.
yeah, because they can take all the help they can get. They're like,
I mean, I guess
finally,
that's
someone else can do it for us. Ah, yeah. Now we can sit back and relax.
Yes.
All right. All right, so this is something else I thought about because I was thinking I could put like shower thoughts into my discussion. So here's one that I wrote down.
And then I could write philosophical conspiracy theories on those shower thoughts.
No, that would make the episodes like 4 hours long,
Yeah, yes.
and everyone would just be bored through it, like your English teachers reading your
I mean,
history
you say
essay.
you say that like they're not bored after 1 hour.
Well, still, we want the conversations to be like lighthearted. We don't want to hear about why Alexander Hamilton did what he did. Like we want to
I mean, I
talk
don't
about
know who
why.
Alexander Hamilton is or what he did.
This is stuff you learned in the middle school. And I get your homeschool, but do you not know who Alexander Hamilton is? He was a U.S. president. Like, come on. Actually, he may not have been president, but still.
Oh you know what's funny?
Okay,
is
whatever.
I had to learn all the presidents in one of my classes, but you got to realize I don't remember that stuff.
Well, Alexander Hamilton, they made a whole musical about him, and it's like one of the most popular musicals ever. Like, people know, there's a Got Milk commercial about, like, whatever. The point is, Alexander Hamilton is, like, one of the more well-known, I guess we can say. Like, even if you don't know exactly what he did, like, I'm not entirely sure.
Like a famous actor or something. I mean,
I think that's someone else.
If he's a guy from history,
someone else might have that
name.
name.
Definitely don't know who he is.
Someone else might have that name, whatever, but still. Mark Hamilton is probably who you're thinking of. But basically what I'm trying to say is...
I don't know who that is either.
Alright, can we just... I'm trying to read this question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
My lack of culture aside.
Alright, so what Who quote should we put on a shirt? Like, what quote could we take from our Who channel and put it onto a shirt?
We're gonna get copyrighted.
Yeah, that's the first one I was thinking of. Like, we just put it on a shirt that says...
Because that's the only one that I made. No, we should just make a shirt based off Yoo-Hoo, but like not the actual like product Yoo-Hoo.
I feel like we would get copyrighted for that.
No, we should just like
because Yoo-Hoo is a copyrighted brand.
Just like put the word Yoo-Hoo on a shirt.
I feel like they still might make a case for that too, because we're basing it off the product. Because
it's not like it's an uncommon word though. Like, can they really?
Well, true.
Like, I see how Sunny D.
If they find a video and see that we're talking about their product, they could. Like, you gotta understand, these companies will do anything to make a lawsuit in order to make money. Like, that's what they try to do. That's what anyone tries to do all the time, right?
Well, let's just take the quote of, where you said. Take the quote of where you said you have 5 seconds to subscribe, or else he's gonna pull the trigger. And just like change it and just be like, you have 5 seconds to do X, or else something's gonna happen.
No, I think we can have this shirt that. No. We have. Let's just cut it off. And it's like, you have 5 seconds to subscribe, and then like a subscribe button at the bottom of the shirt. So if you'll see it, they have 5 seconds to go. Oh. And then they just poke your stomach, just like...
I have to write a disclaimer about, like... We're gonna have to write a disclaimer about we're not responsible for any physical content.
But we're gonna get sued. We're gonna get lawsuits because people are like, I bought this shirt and now people won't stop poking me. Like, just I subscribe. Like, I feel like no matter what who quote we put up, no matter what, we're gonna get lawsuits.
Yes, there we
like what?
We're just too unoriginal.
We're gonna put your quote of "I'm homeschooled, but I also go to school" onto a shirt.
Yes, we should do that. Yeah, but
that's an idea. That's an idea. Yeah. And we can also take the Steven abuse counter and maybe make something out of that. But again, that could lead to people like, "Ooh, I want that thing to go up."
I want to go
and get a bunch of lawsuits.
Yes. Hey, but I would make money from those lawsuits. So.
All right. Let's think of other quotes. Like,
did you already reach
other
the
points?
Of the list? Or no, wait, we're still talking about who quotes.
Well, one thing I probably should have done in preparation for this is go back and watch
forget this Who business.
all the episodes.
I'm opting out.
Oh, actually, no. We should have a shirt that says, "Where's episode 6?"
Yes, we should.
How about that? Just like
no, we just need to have a shirt with like you. We just need to have a shirt that has you like sticking out the sunroof of your car saying "I'm opting out," but just not have any context. So that way, the shirt just means like you're opting out, and it could mean anything.
Yes, we need to have a shirt that has your face as like that as the icon at the bottom right of the. We need to just have that. And it was also my face in like the YouTube banner where we were playing Mario Kart, and I just kind of looked like
the look of disappointment.
No, just put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt. Don't even have anything else, and just like have that. I feel like that's the perfect face for like any situation.
Yes, it is. It's just the neutral face. It's just the I hear what you're saying and I don't care face.
Yeah, it's like you can make a bunch of memes out of it. Like I will say, I don't even know where the original picture is. All I know is that
on your old phone.
But which one though? That's the thing.
Oh, there are multiple old phones.
Yes, but I don't know where any of my stuff is.
It's not as bad as one of the people that I work with who has like 5 different phones.
Yeah.
Like, all actively being used too.
All actively being used?
Yes.
Like, what's the point of having all those
work phone?
It's like I use this phone for Twitter, I use this phone for Snapchat, I use this phone for It's like those rich kids that always have like, I use this laptop to make emails, I use this laptop to open emails, I use this laptop to delete emails.
Of making emails. Nobody makes an email. You don't just make an email. That's not the terminology. You write an email and then you send it to someone.
You know what? I'm opting out. After 30 episodes of this, I'm opting out.
It took 4 episodes for Who, only 3 for the Who May Concern. We're just consistently losing content value.
That's. I hope that after we do like a ton of these episodes, we're gonna have a compilation of me just walking out.
Yes, I mean we already have some from like both of the last 2 episodes where you just got up and left, and now we have one for.
Oh me. Yeah. Well, for you had to do a chore. Me, I did it on my own volition to leave. Okay.
Just because of something I said.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed Will talking about Raid Shadow Legends for 7 minutes.
I hope it was. That's another Who quote right there. I hope you find this entertaining.
Ah, yes.
From
We should put
episode
that on a
1.
shirt. We should just like anybody who does like something entertaining or something not entertaining for a living just should have the shirt that says, "I hope you find this entertaining."
Yes, and we don't even need to stop at shirts. We can make like hats. We can make sweatpants. We can make like we can make like
You're gonna
buttons.
put quotes on a sweatpants.
Sure, what we can put your face as like a brand logo
And where would you put
on sweat.
Will?
You know, like Nike. You know, Nike, like the check mark is like right up at like the top of one of the legs.
I've never seen Nike pants before, so.
But you know what I mean, like Adidas. Okay, let's take Adidas. I know you have Adidas shorts. You know how the logo is like at the bottom of like shorts.
What is the Adidas logo again? Is it like the three?
It's the three stripes. It's the three
Yeah.
stripes. They kind of look like that. But basically, it's a logo. It's a logo that's supposed to be like brand recognition. We need to have a clothing company where we use your face as the brand logo for brand recognition.
We should just call it Who's Clothes.
I don't even call it. Just put a question mark. We're gonna be question mark clothing.
Yes. That one clothing brand. And it just makes it like so hard to talk about because how do you even say it? As in text you just put a question mark, but if you're saying it you have to like say question mark or something like that.
That reminds me of a band that exists out there that band name is literally an exclamation mark, like an exclamation point. And apparently there's this really there's this really complicated way of saying it, like pronouncing it. Like it's pronounced "ua" or something like that.
How do you pronounce an exclamation point?
I don't know. They tried, but I don't know exactly where I remember it from. But I just know it exists.
An attempt was made.
An attempt was made. I feel like that's a quote that's already been put on a shirt or like anything, because that's like that's such a YouTube comment starter pack quote to say like an attempt was made.
There was an attempt.
All right, so to wrap things up, last thing on the list. I initially had one more thing, but I decided to get rid of it because I felt like that would make things too long. All right, so I assume you don't use Twitter or know much about it, right?
I don't really. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't actively use it.
Right. So Twitter was recently
platform.
Right. So do you know who Elon Musk is?
Are you really going to ask me that question?
If I have to, because you're so uncultured, I have to make sure you know who Elon Musk is.
Okay, Elon Musk is different because he's not like an icon, like a star actor or something like that. The man literally made an automobile company that is one of the most recognizable car companies in the world, and he also went to space, and he's trying to bring us satellite internet around the world, and the list goes on.
And on top of that, the newest accomplishment that he's made as a billionaire is he bought out Twitter, and he is now the CEO of Twitter. And ever since then, a whole bunch of stuff has happened. The most notable
that's like the one piece of news I actually heard about was Elon Musk buying Twitter.
So this is something we can actually talk about.
I have no idea. I only heard of him buying it. I have no idea what happened as a result. So,
all right, that's gonna be fun then. So you know how on Twitter you have verified accounts for like when you're like a content. Okay, so content creators and like news outlets and like all those other things, they have a verification check to show that you're the verified account, because a lot of these people have to deal with like impersonators, like
to
making.
prevent impersonation and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. It's so simple. You think no one would dare mess with this, but Elon, he made it so. Okay, so Twitter has a subscription called Twitter Blue, and he made it to where for $8 a
Twitter
month.
already blue?
No. If you don't buy this subscription, the platform goes green.
Yeah, yes,
That's
obviously.
Okay, no. The subscription is called Twitter Blue, and
Well,
if you
it's time to
buy
launch my
it for
competitor campaign, Twitter Red. It's just gotta be a ripoff of Reddit.
lawsuits incoming immediately, just
Yes,
like as soon as you hit the button that says launch, you get a notification. It's like, hi, you are being sued for $10 billion.
Just like it's like literally as I'm clicking the button, the package truck is gonna drive by my house and drop off the letter that says court summons.
As soon as your fingerprint even touches the button, you hear a doorbell ring, and you just see a bunch of men in black suits, just like, you're coming with us.
Yes, literally.
Okay, so for this Twitter Blue subscription, you could give yourself a check mark that makes you look like you're verified. And on top of that, your tweet.
What is the point of that?
Exactly. That's what people like are saying. Like, why? Why would you give people an option?
Is this something that Elon Musk did?
Yeah, this is all his idea. He went on like a Twitter rampage telling people why this is a good idea and why he is a genius. And he kept...
It's literally not. I mean,
exactly.
Elon Musk is a pretty smart guy, but you have to be kind of idiotic to pull something like that.
And the funny thing is, like I said, as a result of that, the description also does a bunch of other things, but that's the main thing that people just kept pointing at. Like, why would you give people an option to pay for verification? So because of that, and you want to hear the funniest part? He believed that this subscription would help prevent scams and imposter accounts.
No, it's literally only going to encourage that to happen.
And what do you know? Literally what happens next is they had to pull back the Twitter Blue subscription because too many people were making fake accounts, having the blue check mark to make it look like it's verified. And
verified.
Some companies and companies, some of them lost a bunch of stocks because tweets were circulating of the fake company imposters saying some like offensive stuff. Like there was a case with Nintendo where a fake Nintendo account had Mario like giving the middle finger, like, and that was like a big thing. People were like, "What is Nintendo doing?" It's like, no, it's an imposter. And there was another company.
Their stocks is actually active on Twitter.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So yeah, because of a bunch of these situations happening at once, like it caused Twitter to lose billions of dollars, and a lot of people are questioning whether Twitter is going to be able to stay open or not because of Elon.
I mean, if it closes, then I really don't care. It's probably good for the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people were saying. It's like it'd actually be a good thing if Twitter was like shut down. And
it's not that Twitter itself is inherently bad, although the subscription service is a pretty stupid thing. But it's not like pretty much any social media platform you can make the argument that is not inherently bad. It's just how it gets used that makes it bad. But I think in the case of the Twitter Blue subscription, you could make the argument that, yeah, that's a pretty stupid thing.
Yeah, the thing about social media is like a lot of them are made with good intentions, but the mechanics and people striving to get more likes and more followers that enables behavior that has been that's the reason why this generation, I don't want to sound like an old head. I'm not saying I'm inherently better just because I'm pointing it out, but like a lot of people today are become like so ignorant and like becomes because they know that ignorant behavior draws more attention, so they reap onto that energy more, and it's just created like an effect.
Pretty
I'm sure
much.
there are multiple videos on it already of people who can explain it much better than I can, but that's the gist of it.
Links in
Like
the
people will,
description.
yeah, you can look it up on YouTube. There's probably a bunch of video essays about how it changes people's
Probably.
behaviors and like people have striven, like people strive for attention.
Striven.
Like I think when you talk for an hour, your grammar just like goes out the window. Like I'm sorry.
For those of you who don't know, Will is not great at English.
Hola, mi no hablo inglés muy bien. Lo siento.
Oh yeah, this is the big reveal. Will was Spanish this whole time.
See. Okay, no. But I think one video that I remember that explains it is them bringing up an article that talks about how social media attention creates upward dopamine and like upward positive feelings, but a decrease in self control, like in self.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much that's how those things tend to work. Like as an increase in positive feeling goes up, a decrease in self-control tends to result from it because people want to seek positive
right.
feeling because of the fundamental idea that positive feeling is good for like to if in the brain's perception it's good, and so people want to seek it, and as they become more inclined to seek it out, self-control tends to decline as a result.
It really becomes an addiction, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
one that
exactly how
like
an
so
addiction
easily
starts.
it's so easily acceptable that it's like on your phone and you could like yeah. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this came out
I hope
super
you
late.
enjoyed
That's
Will.
you know
I hope you enjoyed Will ranting about Raid Shadow Legends for 7 minutes.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get this episode out as soon as I can, maybe on Tuesday, and then later on in the week we're gonna have another episode, hopefully recorded for y'all on Friday.
It's gonna be the
I
special
can't
edition Mario
guarantee.
Kart episode.
Right. We might. Are we recording our Mario Kart session, or are we just going to talk about
Oh
it?
yeah, well, I like to record them just to like. I mean, I don't. I was gonna say like for their memories and stuff, but I don't. I don't actually have any of the previous recordings, but I will for this one.
Okay. So that's going to be something we can do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It has to do with
That said,
Will's home for the week, so it's the Thanksgiving thing.
right. And just to make it up for y'all not being able to have it last Friday, we're going to have it this week on Tuesday, and we're going to have another episode for y'all that's going to come out when it's supposed to come out, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern,
Our upload
4 p.m.
schedule
Central,
will
where
not
we
be
are.
completely destroyed.
I'm trying. We're gonna make an effort. We're gonna make an effort. How about that?
I'm gonna make an effort to not be interrupted by movies again.
Okay. So that said,
there are still
see
two
y'all
more Hunger
later,
Games
and
movies to go.
I'm trying to end the podcast.
I'm sorry. It's
See y'all.
hard to
Bye.
communicate